The Gospel According to Alice by yours truly is finally out, and I was hoping that I could read you a chapter if you got a minute. Thanks. 34 is called The Pieces. No man chooses evil because it is evil. He only mistakes it for happiness, the good that he seeks. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Grief and loss has struck me a lot as I get ready to release this book. You see, I have read to my best friend for years. She would always tell me how good the pieces were. She'd smile, send gifts of bookworms and cats who typed frantically in glasses. It's good, Jane Austen. It's real good. Pieces. I don't think anything ever described my life or my work better. I used to be in them. I used to submit them, good ones. Then I made a mosaic with them all. The good, the bad, the ugly, the stunning. My broken pieces were created by monsters. My good ones, written by me. But well, I'm self-made with plenty of God intervention, and I do mean that. All glory belongs only unto him. I flung a literary gift at the world at 18 and it's stuck. I know that's a blessing. Most people only get a dream and few live in them. And I have. What a world away from being a girl hiding in a closet, just waiting to see if I would get beaten or loved on. Or both. Eons away from counting down until someone got home and only then finding out how the night would go, good, bad, or awful. I used to care a lot about the opinions of my dad, my kid's father, the pieces they had made. But only out of sheer fear that if I wasn't measuring up that day that I wouldn't be safe, or maybe no one else around me would be either. So I sought to be forever apologetic. If you're sorry for something that you didn't do, it stops, right? Dr. Frankenstein had good intentions. Deep apologies and a mess he couldn't unentangle. Call me an optimist, but I like to think that most people, even men who make new men from dead ones, think they mean well. Pieces of pieces. That's what Mary Shelley wrote about. In theory, and literally. In theme, because we must become great somehow, right? We need to prove to ourselves that we can create something, be someone, leave a legacy that matters, even if it comes in pieces. In creating new men from dead ones, Dr. Frankenstein probably felt like it was not harming anyone. Just a little experiment. And when it worked, well, the living dead man created a long trail of dead bodies that no one could explain or have fathomed. Turns out not all good intentions are God intentions. The ending of the book reveals Dr. Victor Frankenstein dying and wishing that he could have done away with the monster. Later, standing over his body, the monster tells Walton that if he could go backwards, he would, and he would never have murdered anyone, and that he plans to meet the wishes of the doctor that he had disappointed. He's going to end it himself. That tells me even monsters have remorse, I guess, and opinions. Many? Too little, too late. Expecting the worst, because it's usually what I got, made me look for critic reviews that were terribly defaming when I became an author. And I never found a single bad one. Not for a book, not for a piece, not even after 2 decades. But the opinions of the pieces that matter most to me now are the ones we grasp onto once we heal. Once we stop trying to piece together monsters and make them good. After we give up on a monster last name or a monster dad and we look in the mirror and see that we are good. We are small, we are mighty, and that, well, those are the pieces that count. Now, I care that my friend Lynn thinks I'm worthy and underrated. I care that Matthew thinks I'm the most beautiful woman he's ever seen and brilliant is nice. My friend Debbie thinks that pastors need a little saving too, even if you say you don't. And a lot of times, well, she's right. I care that Ben thinks I'm home and Jack leans his whole weight into my hugs and that Emily thinks I'm an exceptional mom and a damn good writer. I care Alex still comes running when he thinks someone hurt me. Consider that a family emergency. I care that Brock still buys me spiders to coincide with a much-loved book that I love the best but will not get sued for mentioning. Public domains are there for a reason. Use your imagination. As I stare at the finality of a book, the life of a friend, and the end of a really big and impactful chapter, the only opinions that matter now are not what the monsters thought. Monsters were a cautionary tale. Writers only wrote of them, and oh, what a blessing to be one. Even monsters have a story. They just don't have to define yours. And this is the plan. All the right time, he will bring everything together under the authority of Christ. Everything in heaven and everything on earth. Ephesians 1:8 through 10. Thanks for letting me read to you. Don't let the monsters define you.